The French Riviera isn't just a place to visit. For many, it's a place to invest, to escape to, or even to call home one day. In this video, we're staying right here in Nice, exploring 3 very different apartments, all within walking distance of the sea and the old town, but with 3 completely different purposes. One is a smart investment that works beautifully as a holiday rental. One is made for effortless second home living. And one can become an incredible full-time residence if you're ready to give it a little love. Together with local real estate expert Alex, we'll show you what's possible here on the Côte d'Azur, across 3 price points, 3 lifestyles, and 3 very different ways to live the Riviera dream. First up, a place right in the heart of Nice's vibrant old town, and perfectly positioned for a smart holiday rental investment, just steps from the sea. It really doesn't get more central than this. If you're looking for a place right in the liveliest part of Nice, this is it. The old town is where the city buzzes. Cafes spilling onto the streets, tiny restaurants, little boutiques, and that unmistakable Mediterranean energy all year round. With its tall buildings in warm shades of yellow and ochre, and narrow pedestrian lanes that feel almost Italian, this area is incredibly atmospheric. Now, it's not the spot for total peace and quiet, but interestingly, the apartment we're about to see is tucked away on a surprisingly calm street, just around the corner from beautiful Place Rossetti. Location-wise, it's hard to beat. From here, you can do everything on foot. The sea is just 5 minutes away, and almost all of Nice's highlights are within easy walking distance. One thing you definitely don't need here, a car. So let's go explore. Alex welcomes us right at the front door and leads us inside. It's on the first floor of one of those classic old town buildings that look fairly modest from the outside, but as so often here, you really can't guess what's waiting behind the door. So naturally, we're curious. What we find is a largely furnished 2-bedroom apartment of just under 70 square meters, with a layout that immediately catches our attention. There are quite a few unusual angles and little surprises, and it's been freshly renovated with just a few tiny finishing touches still to be done. And honestly, the slightly maze-like layout is very typical for Nice's old town. Now let's take a proper look, starting right at the entrance, which brings you straight into the kitchen. It's completely new, fitted with brand new appliances. And there's even space in one corner for a small table or a sideboard if you wanted to add a personal touch. Just off the kitchen is something we've rarely seen like this before, a small patio. It's an interior courtyard open to the sky, almost like having a tiny private garden in the middle of the apartment. A nice little spot for an aperitif, some reading, or simply practical things like storing a bike or doing the laundry. Between the kitchen and the patio, you've got a separate toilet. And opposite that, a surprisingly spacious bathroom. This is one of the areas we like most. It feels modern and clean, yet still sits inside these historic walls. The built-in wall niches are both stylish and practical, and the windows open toward the patio, great for ventilation. From the kitchen, a long corridor leads toward the front of the apartment. You'll notice it gradually gets brighter here, because this is where the street-facing windows finally bring in some daylight. Behind a sliding door is the first bedroom. 2 standout features: an interior window that helps pull light deeper into the space, and a walk-in closet, always a welcome bonus. Next door is the compact living and dining area. From the window, you look right down onto the street below. With the narrow lanes and tall buildings all around, it's no surprise the light is more atmospheric than abundant. That's part of the old town character. The space is efficient, as you'll have guessed by now. The dining table can still seat up to 6, and yep, there's definitely room for relaxed evenings on the sofa, watching YouTube or whatever you like. We totally love the small architectural details, like the wall niches and the exposed wooden beams that run throughout the apartment. And there's hardwood flooring everywhere, which adds a warm, cohesive feel. Finally, there's the second bedroom, also facing the street, so it benefits from natural light as well. Along one wall, you'll find a large custom-built unit with plenty of storage, even a small desk nook integrated into it. Stepping back, we see this apartment less as a full-time residence, although you absolutely could live here year-round, and more as a really interesting base in Nice that you can use when you're here and rent out when you're not. Ideal for 2 people and easily suitable for 4 guests when let as a holiday apartment.
It's a great investment if you have a budget of 500,000 and you want something in the very heart of the old town of Nice.
And if you're curious to learn more about this apartment or the ones coming up next, just scan the QR code. That's where you can reach Alex and get all the details. Next up, a much more polished setting in one of the city's best addresses, stylishly renovated and ideal if you're looking for an easy, lock-and-leave second home in Nice. It's right in the center, just a few minutes on foot to the sea, the old town, and even the train station, yet surprisingly calm. It's one of those locations that's hard to beat. We're in a refined Belle Époque neighborhood, lined with elegant buildings and tall plane trees. We're filming this in winter, but trust us, once those trees turn green, the whole street feels completely different. Just across the road is the Nice Étoile shopping mall. And right in front of Nice Étoile runs Avenue Jean Médecin, essentially Nice's main artery running north to south through the city, with a tram linking you straight to the old town, the station, and the rest of Nice, if you don't feel like walking. And of course, cafes and restaurants are everywhere. This is very much city living. So this is what it looks like on the map. You could tell how central it is. Even though we're right on one of the city's main east-west roads, the apartment itself is actually really quiet, especially being up on the 5th floor. Grand entrances are part of the charm in this district, so expectations are high. Will there be tall ceilings, big windows, a bit of classic Nice elegance? We hop in the elevator, the suspense is building, and the moment we step inside, we're instantly blown away. The apartment isn't huge, 74 square meters, but with windows facing both north and south, it immediately feels bright and balanced. So this is the combined living and dining area. Everything has been completely redone, and the apartment is sold furnished, and you can tell that a professional interior designer had a hand in this. Clean lines, modern touches, high-quality materials. It all feels very thought through. The open kitchen comes with brand new appliances, and we have to say, it looks pretty sleek, right? Definitely a place where you'd actually enjoy cooking, or at least pretending to. And we really like this kind of divider between the kitchen and the living space. Actually, there are quite a few details like that throughout the apartment. The high ceilings, for example, and those classic stucco decorations, a nice nod to the Belle Époque character of the building. The living area itself isn't huge, but it absolutely does the job, and it feels elegant without trying too hard. And the view to the north? Just wow, right? On that note, let's step out onto the balcony to take a closer look. It's a relatively small balcony, but there's enough space for 4 people to sit outside and eat, and you could use it year-round. Even in summer, because the building provides shade, which is actually a big advantage here. And yes, the view is lovely. No sea view, the apartment faces north, but instead you get the mountains surrounding Nice. Right across the street is a lower Belle Époque building dating back to the days when wealthy Europeans chose Nice as their winter escape, which means your view stays beautifully open and airy. See the Mont Chauve in the distance? Today, this stretches home to notary and law offices, mixed with residential apartments, which gives the neighborhood a very local, lived-in feel. Alright, let's explore the back part of the apartment. Near the entrance and along the hallway, there's plenty of storage, always a good thing in a city apartment. On the way to the bedrooms, there's first a separate toilet with soft indirect lighting. And yes, a Japanese-style toilet. Not something you see every day. Next comes the bathroom. It's compact, but like everything else here, stylish, elegant, and very functional. And finally, the 2 bedrooms, both facing south. The first one on the right has everything you need, but the standout feature is definitely the floor-to-ceiling windows. There's also access to another balcony that runs along both bedrooms. It's tiny, but it lets you step outside into the sun. There's an awning for shade in summer, plus electric shutters, which honestly are essential here, even with air conditioning. From here, you're looking straight south toward the sea, although the surrounding buildings block the actual view. The room is fitted with the same warm solid wood you've seen in the kitchen and living space. Everything is custom made, with lots of wardrobe storage. And speaking of wood, the flooring throughout the apartment is laid in a beautiful herringbone parquet pattern. The second bedroom is arranged in a very similar way, again with its own balcony access and a few decorative touches. At the moment, it feels a little bit like a hotel room, but once you move in, it would be easy to add more personality.
This beautiful turnkey apartment is a work of interior designer, and it's only 2 minutes away from Place Masséna.
All in all, this is very much a move right in apartment. You could arrive with a suitcase and start living here right away, and all of this for well under €1 million. We don't necessarily see it as a primary residence, but it makes a fantastic, elegant Pied-à-Terre in the south. And one last bonus, just downstairs, next to the entrance, a new Asian coffee shop has opened. Great coffee, great little bites. Not a bad thing to have right on your doorstep. By the way, living here in the south of France isn't just about the home, it's about everything around it. In our Riviera bucket list PDF, we share 50 places and experiences that show what life on the Côte d'Azur is really about. You'll find it on riviera-go.com. Our final stop takes us to the Carré d'Or, into a grand old-world apartment overlooking a park, full of charm, history, and plenty of potential for a stunning transformation. The Carré d'Or, literally the Golden Square, is one of Nice's most sought-after neighborhoods. You're right in the heart of the city here, just steps from Place Masséna and the Promenade des Anglais, surrounded by elegant Belle Époque buildings that define that classic Riviera look. It's stylish, lively, and incredibly walkable, with boutiques, cafes, and great restaurants at every corner. The kind of area where daily life already feels a bit like a holiday. Right next to the apartment we're about to show you stands a building with a fascinating history. Palais Baretti, a full-on Belle Époque diva from the late 1800s that practically screams old-school Riviera glamour. Best of all, from here, it's less than a 5-minute walk to the sea. Let's take a quick look at the map to put this into perspective. You really don't need a car in this location. Everything is within walking distance. That said, a garage space is available for purchase if you'd like the option. Now, stepping inside already feels a bit like traveling back in time. Just look at that entrance hall and those ceiling heights. Exactly what you'd expect from a prestigious building from the early 1900s, designed for Nice's winter elite. The elevator is one of those classic Niçois metal cages, tiny but surprisingly practical. The staircase is very elegant as well, but we squeeze in and head up to the 4th floor, and the anticipation definitely builds on the way. And then, this vast reception hall sets the tone immediately. You can already sense the scale of this apartment. And yes, the price tag of €2.3 million hints at it too. To the left, we enter the main salon. At 48 square meters, it's the size of an entire small apartment. And this home has more than 4 times that overall. It still looks very much as it did over a century ago. The fireplace, the herringbone parquet, concealed radiators, velvet-lined wall cabinets. It feels almost storybook-like. Across the hall sits the separate dining room, exactly how these grand residences were designed. And the highlight here might be the view over the treetops straight toward the Palais Baretti. The apartment is currently unoccupied, so don't mind the emptiness, but the atmosphere is still very present. Built-in wood cabinetry, finely crafted furniture, another fireplace with fun details. You can really feel the history in these rooms.
Guys, this flat has an amazing open view, historical background, high ceilings, and all that 5 minutes from the promenade.
Out here on the west-facing balcony, where Alex is standing, you understand one of the apartment's biggest assets. The narrow balcony runs almost all the way around the property, overlooking the small park below. That open view is rare in the city, with no buildings directly facing you. Toward the south, the sea is technically just beyond the rooftops. Alright, let's explore the bedrooms. The standout is clearly the corner room, with windows on two sides and wonderful light. If we had to choose, this would definitely be the one to claim. The interiors would certainly need some rethinking, that much is clear. But wow, this apartment has so much potential if you're willing to invest in a proper renovation. We can already picture what it could become. The apartment has 3 bedrooms in total. The other 2 are a bit smaller, but share the same feel. Remnants of another era, access to the continuous balcony, and plenty of possibilities to shape them into something really special. There are 3 full bathrooms, 1 for each bedroom, plus 2 additional guest toilets. Most buyers will probably start their updates right here, as these spaces clearly need modernization. The outdated kitchen is tucked away near the entrance, discreetly separated from the formal living areas, very much in line with how these homes functioned historically, when staff worked behind the scenes. So yes, parts of the apartment need work. But at the same time, you'd hope to preserve many of these historical details, because they are what give the place its soul. We can easily imagine someone transforming this into an extraordinary residence, maybe as a grand second home in the sun. Could you see yourself living in a place like this? 3 apartments, 3 very different lifestyles, all right here in Nice. If you'd like more information about any of them, check out our website. And now, thanks for watching. See you soon on the Riviera.